I wanted to share a story of healing with you. When I had Jillian in 2010, shortly afterwards, about 6 weeks after, I ended up back in the hospital that time for some weird symptoms I was having. And long story short, I ended up being diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis. And so began a journey for a while of anxiety, of depression, of wondering what the future held, and trying to trust in God for whatever lay ahead for me. It was a difficult journey. I ended up going on this medication that was an injection that was multiple times a week. It started out every day for the majority of the week, and then it went to 3 times a week. And I can say that for years, I just was blessed with no relapses, with excellent follow-up appointments with my neurologist with no changes. And things were going really well. And I mean, really, really well. In fact, I started wondering, God, did you heal me? Do I need to be taking medicine anymore? And I'm not here to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their medical condition or diagnosis or anything like that. I'm just sharing my story and what happened. But when we moved to Florida in 2019, we had some issues with our insurance, and I couldn't get the same benefit that I did and couldn't afford the medication. After praying and seeking the advice of some people that I know with the same disease and such, and praying and talking with John, I decided, instead of going through that financial burden, that I would go off in the medicine since I had been doing so well. And typically, just so you know, with MS, even on medication, usually people will go and have a relapse once or twice a year, and it had been approximately, let me see, she was turning 9, so approximately almost 9 years since my diagnosis with no relapses. So I thank God for those 9 years. And so it was very nerve-wracking thinking about going off of the medicine, but I did. And for 4 months, I was off of the medicine, and I did really well. Nothing went wrong. In fact, John even commented a couple times that I seemed to be better, which was interesting. Then 2020 came. I had the chance to possibly switch over to a generic, but I just felt like, maybe I was supposed to trust God with this. Maybe God wanted to reveal himself to me and continue to reveal himself to me in a powerful way in offering a healing where I wouldn't need to go back on the medicine. But of course, this was a decision that I did not take lightly. I prayed, I talked, I read, I researched, I prayed some more, and I was desperate because I didn't want to neglect taking care of myself for my family. And yet I didn't want to not trust God with what he wanted for me and wanted me to experience in my life at this season. And so I kept on praying. And I remember it was the first Sunday in January. We were doing community at the church that we pastor at Oak Ridge Wesleyan Church in Largo. And I just remember going, God, I just need peace either way. I need peace to go off or to stay on, and I need just that heavenly peace that you can give about what to do in the situation. And during communion, I just said, God, I don't have a peace about going back on this medicine. I feel more of a peace about trusting you in a big way for my future. So I decided to ask him to heal me, to trust him with a big prayer request. I'd prayed for healing before, but I hadn't given him the chance to just completely take over in this way with my body. And so during communion, we got the bread and we got the juice, and I started to sense a peace from the Lord about staying off of the medicine, and that he wanted to heal me. He wanted to reveal that his power in my life. And I know that the moment the bread was swallowed for me, I felt this intense heat and warming sensation from the back of my throat that spread throughout my entire body. I've never had an experience like it before. It shook me. I didn't know exactly what was happening, and then I took the cup and drank the juice, and the same thing happened again, and I just felt the Holy Spirit's presence just wash over me in a powerful and physical way. And I knew in that moment I got instant peace about what he wanted me to do, that he wanted to heal me in this season, to sustain me in this season, and that I could go off my medicine. So I've stayed off. I stayed off from the point that I had to, for financial reasons. In 2019, I haven't been on any medicine since. And I know that a lot of people have struggled in 2020, and myself included, in different ways. But I can say that he's confirmed to me in a couple ways that I did the right thing, that I did what he wanted me to do. He has sustained me. I've been healthy. I've been doing well. I haven't noticed anything wrong over these past several months at all. And I've felt good. My body's felt pretty decent. And so I thank him. I believe that he's healed me. Do I believe that he could allow for me to experience the symptoms or experience this disease or other things in my life? Sure. Absolutely. I believe he could allow that. And my plan is to try and trust him no matter what, to put my faith in him, to know that he is with me with whatever he allows in my life. And I know that he can heal me because he has for this season. I also know through a couple other things that this is what he wanted for me. And so it's just amazing to me that in an area that I struggle with faith, with health for myself, health for my family, that God's over this past year and a half or more actually has stepped in a powerful way and has sustained my health, has given me good health, and I'm no longer taking this medicine. A few weeks ago on Easter Sunday, my husband John gave this amazing message at church, and he talked about how in our lives we have moments where it's our darkest moment, or we just wonder what is happening in our lives. And he said basically this. He said that no matter what, that Jesus still offers hope in the future. Even if I get a relapse, even if the MS comes back, even if I get cancer, even if my loved one suffers from something, even if, Jesus still offers hope in this life. He still offers hope for the future, and we can put our faith and our trust in him. And I guess I just knew that the Lord had wanted me to share this for a while, that and I felt awkward sharing it because so many people have experienced seasons where they have had poor health and have had difficulties and have lost loved ones, and so I've felt weird sharing this. But this week, because just weird things just kept on happening that maybe I wouldn't desire to happen the way they've happened, and I've been maybe getting built up with feeling discouraged in my life, I wanted to take time to remember. And as I was trying to remember what God has done for me, the good he has done, he brought to mind my story again of my health in 2020, actually starting in 2019, and I know that he's been wanting me to share this for a while, and I know that whatever you're going through and what I'm going through and what we'll be going through in the future, I know that God still gives us hope into the future. Even if things happen to us, even if we have our doubts, he still gives us hope. He is still with us, and he will help us if we press into him. My life verse is Jeremiah 29:11, where God says he knows the plans that he has for us, plans to prosper and not to harm, plans to give us a hope and a future. And sometimes it's hard to feel that way. Sometimes it's hard to see that when the future seems bleak or we don't have the answers. But I know that what follows in that verse is if we seek him with all of our heart, we will be found by him. We will find him. He is there. And he promises that if we press into him in times of difficulty, if we seek him, we'll find him. And he'll set us free from the captivity and the bondage of our thinking and the bondage that we're in and the bondage of sin. So I guess I just would encourage you, first of all, if you have a story, share it with somebody. Even if you're scared to, even if you're not sure if you should, share it. And then I would just encourage you, if you're going through a difficult time right now, if you are in a place of darkness or you're wondering why certain things are happening or not happening, to remember what God has done, to seek him with all of your heart, and to trust him in this moment. Sometimes it's moment by moment, sometimes it's day by day or year by year, but continue to trust in him, and he will be with you. He will guide you. He has a future and he has a hope for you. So I hope this encourages you today, and thanks for letting me share. God bless, friends. Bye-bye.